These niggas just talking.
Yo. How y'all niggas doing? This is Nah. This is Just Talking Podcast. And, excuse me. Yeah, so I had tried to make an episode previously. And it didn't, content-wise, it had what I wanted it to have. But it didn't give, it was too messy. I felt like my thoughts were a little bit too erratic. So it was hard to really follow. And obviously I'd be liking podcasts like that, to put that out. But on those are more of a no order, all chaos. I've even done a some order, some chaos, or most chaos or some shit. Where it's when if I'm really just jumping through topics, that's one thing. But the thing is I kind of stayed on one thing and I just kind of vomited all over the mic. All right, maybe at some point that shit turns into clips. I put it on YouTube, whatever, blah blah blah. But at least right now, I don't think it was. I don't think it was worth it. It would be worth it to put it out, not in the sense that I'd be canceled or nothing, because I don't even say. Especially if you watch through the entire thing, I know I don't say anything too crazy. So it's one specific part, but it was a joke. It was a joke. But it's gonna be. I'm gonna go from the same place as that. But first off, how are y'all niggas, bro? How are you? Huh? See, I will say, since I've been gone, because now it's April 1st. At first I had recorded on 2 days ago, but now it's April 1st, right? And so I basically have not recorded all of March and maybe a third of February. And there's multiple reasons for this. I got very busy, I want to say, going into March. And I can definitely say it was also a me issue, laziness, because even before then I was kind of shaky. I just put out an episode on the late Valentine's Day episode, so it's I definitely wasn't I'm not serious, you feel me? It was definitely on that type of wave. I'm not gonna sit here and be I was super busy, because I wasn't that busy. But I also lost one of the things that I usually use to record when I'm not at home and able to record, if that makes sense. I lost one of those things, so I'm not able to really record in other places as much anymore, or at least as profoundly as I did before. There's also some issues with recording in that respect because of that, as the files and everything is there's just a lot more things that I have to do, and there was some huge, especially when March hit, shit really just what did Kendrick say? When shit hit the fan, are you still a fan, nigga? To the point where I had to, what does G Perico say? I had to step to the side and start making games. Nah, that nigga say some other shit, bro. Yeah, shout out G Perico, though. That nigga be releasing all the fucking time. I understand why niggas be yeah, your boy, his numbers are boosting, because that nigga releases 3+ albums a year. And now I'm looking at G Perico, I'm yo, dog, this nigga getting numbers how you want to get numbers, you feel me? That's just what it is. Let me see. No, it's not that one. Do I not have... Okay, face. It would be this one. Alright, it's right here now. I must be crazy. I had to sidestep that shit and get to the win, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Alright, March is a whole thing. I gotta sidestep that shit and get to the win, you know what I mean, nigga? We on a different team now. A nigga got a different type of motivation. Let's just say that. So we moving. Alright. You know what this shit's about to become? I hope y'all niggas follow and tap in for real. Alright, so the first thing that I want to kind of elaborate or talk about is the Kanye thing, just because it was so fucking random. Like, wait, give me a second. Let me. Dang, bro. But yeah, nah. The first thing we're gonna talk about is 21 Jump Street. EA shit, dog. Oh my gosh. And it bothers me, like, for a different fucking, because of the fact that I stood up for this nigga. And it's like, I feel like for certain people, I'm just a contrarian for, because I won't lie. Like, way earlier back in high school years and everything, I was like, yeah, this nigga's on some shit. Because people would be like, people would try to explain me his shit fucking all the time. Like, I remember my brother, he was all like, nah, if you really listen to Kanye, he's really saying stuff all the time, and it makes sense, but people only want to get the clips where he's going crazy or whatever. And he's like, for example, the Sway stuff. Like, Sway has his own clothing line, but he doesn't have Kanye's cachet. He doesn't have blah, 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 the clothing. Like, it was just, and look, to be fair, Kanye was right about that. Yeezys went crazy. The fucking, I remember when he was putting zippers on shirts and all that shit. And I remember one of my friends, he didn't have, like, I don't think he had a Ye one, but he had a shirt with zippers, and I made fun of him. And then we asked the teacher, black teacher, of course, because we didn't have, I don't know if we were to ask a white one, but we asked a black teacher if it looked good. She was all like, yes. And I was like, man, she just being nice, bro. You know, teachers can't be saying crazy shit, even though she be saying some crazy shit sometimes, because it geeks. That's why we asked her, because she probably wouldn't be afraid to say anything. Especially to us. There was a certain understanding. But, like, that's what I'm saying. And then, like, in college, dog, is when, like, J. Cole was dropping Middle Child and shit, and niggas were like, he dissing Kanye again. First it was false prophets, now it's this. What's going on? I'm saying, nah, dog. He won't even diss Kanye like that. He was just telling Kanye to chill, dog. Like, well, like, it feel like you trying to sell your newest shoes. He's like, he don't need a Drake beef to sell his shoes. He was selling his shoes regardless. I'm like, yeah, but like that. But that's not what we talking about, dog. Like, why you bugging, dog? Like, you just, like, I'm just saying, Cole didn't mean like nothing by it, dog. It's a bar, bro. Why you getting so hurt, bro? Like, and I not even you. Why you getting hurt about another nigga? Man, like, we're playing, dog. Like, we're playing. You feel me? And I was on that wave. I didn't agree with that nigga doing the poop-de scoop shit. I was upset. I'm like, nah. I'm like, dog, you be making good beats just to bullshit on them. I understand. Look. I'm not saying I wouldn't have done it. To be honest, like, a nigga pissed me off, and I was making him a beat. And he knew. Oh yeah, nah. I'm petty, dog. I'm petty. Like, funny enough, the clip that I dropped earlier from the most annoying, most fun podcast episode I did with my friends. That nigga said it was 3 years ago. Nigga, it was like a year and a half, man. Max 2. We're playing. It was like a year and a half, max 2. And the only reason I chose that episode was because you were the nigga that told me to make clips. I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll do the episode with him on it. And then Chris said some bullshit. You know, I was listening or doing some work on the side. I was like, I wonder what part I'll clip. And then I remember the part where Chris came in. I was like, dang, I wonder what happened there. Because I was like, it had to have geeked. He came in and we were actually talking shit right before. It was ridiculous. And then that nigga came in, right? And he was like, and I heard the audios were so fucked up. There was nothing I could do at that point because the episode's already been made. And I don't really have the original file. So I can't even I don't even know if like the recording software I was using at that time would even do anything. Now it's a lot better. I can actually, I can edit people's individual volumes for the most part. You guys don't need to know about the tech stuff. I already said the other one I fucking went off course too much, but let's bring it back for this one. Because, like, for that podcast. I was literally just listening to it on the side. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll make clips on this one since that nigga, he's the one that's motivated me to make a little bit of clips. And then that shit just happened. And I was like, yeah, nah, I can't. Like, there's something within me. Like, you know, the fucking, the devil on your shoulder? I didn't even see the angel. I was looking around. I was like, yo, wait, there's still like 40 minutes left of this episode. You sure you don't want to clip? No. And then the clip was done like almost a whole day in advance. But I couldn't find the screenshots initially because the majority of the screenshots are on a whole nother laptop. I don't know if I have all those. But I did have a good amount on my PC, so I put the ones on my PC. And jeez, dog, that nigga definitely got smoked. You can put pictures in the Instagram comments, I think now, or at least for real. So yeah, he's really about it. And post his receipts back. But I found out his old computer broke. So I doubt he got his receipts. I assumed that nigga was just talking, but we get past that. Hell, shout out Just Talking podcast, goddamn. A self-intro in the middle of it, I don't know if it's actually useful. I doubt it, actually. Like, if it was a YouTube video, it'd be like, comment, like, and subscribe. And the niggas would really be on. Got him on edge, got him on heels, you feel me? But, yeah, watching Jonah, I'm reading Kanye post. Watching Jonah Hill and 21 Jump Street made me like Jewish people again. No one should take anger against one or two individuals and transform that into hatred towards millions of innocent people. No Christian can be labeled anti-Semite knowing Jesus is a Jew. Thank you, Jonah Hill. I love you. And then it's the picture of the 21 Jump Street. Now look, 22 Jump Street was definitely worse. So, if I'm being very honest, if he watched 22 Jump Street, I don't know if he would have said this. Alright, and in fact, if we go a little bit further into Jonah Hill's recent drop, oh my gosh, where's that fucking Hotep movie? Oh my gosh, you people. You people. Now, to be fair to Jonah Hill, I haven't watched this movie. I've seen clips. I do not plan to watch this movie. I do not enjoy to subjugate myself to terrible shit, at least alone. So, I'm not watching this movie to fucking do this podcast alone. And if I'm watching this, I gotta watch it with somebody. Because I need somebody to make fun of this fucking movie with. The fact, Eddie Murphy, you besmirched your name the moment you did this. Nia Long, you besmirched your name the moment you did this, bro. I don't really care about Lauren London that much, but goddamn, dog. Y'all really wanted to be a part of this joint? Was this really it for you? You liked the script, you felt like it was perfect. I just don't get it. It was the black dad was the most Hotep fucking dad ever. Then it was he liked a popular black Hotep or whatever that fucking hated Jewish people or something. And he just mentioned that casually to the Jewish people. And I'm like, dog, look, can we stop? And the white people was mostly just ignorance and complete subtle racism. And I'm like, look. I'm not saying that these people don't exist. But the fact that you use look, I get it. It's a movie. Obviously, if you don't get more of the extremes on either side, it's just gonna be hard to make people really get drawn in. But at the same time, I don't know, because it's the shit people got mad at Shield Hero for, and I don't even know. Well, I think even those had better writing and dialogue and explain would definitely explain better than that movie could have done, because like that one was just overtly lazy. I don't know, because like at first I was gonna say, oh, because those use like more shock value of like certain crimes. I'm not gonna get into them, but like don't even wait up for that shit. We're gonna call it crimes and move on. But like both of them had like certain crimes that they based it off of, but that was it. But like that, like that's what I'm saying. If that nigga seen you people, nigga might have hated Jewish people more. No cap, no cap. I'm just saying. Well, not hated. I feel like both parts were like stupid. Like there was. I guess the point was to like make it more of a Romeo Juliet-esque story, obviously, and then so the audience is there just trying to support the couple, I guess, but like it just felt like they made no hard stances, like in the sense of like for the Romeo and Juliet. Like this is saying, maybe I have to watch it. I'll just stop. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. Between me and you, I'm just saying. I'm saying shit. I'm like, look, I give them the benefit of doubt here and here because I haven't seen it, but definitely a lot of cringe. And it was crazy. I remember because I'd seen the caption and then the picture. But I didn't see, like, at least when my friend sent me that shit, he didn't put that it was Kanye West that said it. Or at least I didn't see that. So I saw that shit, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, 21 Jump Street was really good. So I was like, oh, this is just a funny gag shit. Like, I was like, dang, you come up with this on your own? Like, who you see this from? You watching them TikToks again? The TikToks. We're gonna talk about that band too, because that shit going crazy. We'll probably talk about it next because I can also add in the bullshit Elon Twitter shit. Honestly, we'll get into that. Like, we do not sniff the musk anymore, guys. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. We do not sniff the musk anymore. But I guess, like, I don't know, man. This nigga Kanye, like. Now I'm out here protecting this nigga. Like he probably don't even got a PR agent anymore. I'm the only one trying to me, and I'm sounding like the other Kanye fans is making it sound okay. I'm like, no, I'm just editing context. Or I'm like, I don't think this nigga really believed what he was really saying or thinking. He was just like really projecting on the whole group. But I don't think he really was doing that purposely. I think this nigga just kind of dumb. And he was just talking, but no. That nigga was heavy projecting, and he admitted it just then and there. And I can't defend that nigga anymore. I can't defend that nigga anymore. Like it's, and like the point that like I even got to being the Kanye defend Kanye nigga, it was really just like. And like, cause I feel like if the Kanye shit never happened, Kyrie posting the link wouldn't have been as bad. Cause I stand niggas didn't get that offended when fucking Nick Cannon was on that shit. Were they? I might be wrong. Nick Cannon was really on that shit. Like Nick Cannon was the first time I heard that shit. I was like, huh? And then more recently, niggas were arguing whether or not, because people referred to Kai Cenat as an African American when he would more actually be directly referred to as Caribbean American, and then African American is only for people who are like getting from specifically the sub-Saharan region, I guess, like because that's where most of it was, and that's why, and I'm pretty sure that's why they were saying that those were a majority Jewish or something. I guess at least to my knowledge. That's the connection that I've heard. Now, there's also a lot of people that have the native blood and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of it just becoming more and more of a mixing pot, and no one can really tell who is who and what is what. So personally, I don't really care. I've never been Well, I'm not gonna say that on air. Oh my gosh. But yeah. I guess the next thing that I'd really wanted to fucking cover is the Johnathan Majors thing. And the first thing I want to say is, so the first thing I want to cover is the Johnathan Majors, when it was like mid to late fucking, what does it call it? February. And it was weird because, and this is why Twitter's been kind of annoying me more recently, and I haven't like, I get on it, but I really started to like narrow my time, and like Twitter was the only social media I've been going on a lot more recently, like most of March. So like when it started really getting bad, it started blowing me because this For You page is not. Twitter blue wouldn't be so bad if you could hide the check mark. LMAO, Afro Yugi. I don't know, man. I'm looking and I'm like, but like, I don't know, man. I'm looking. I'm trying to find exactly what it was, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. It's been so fucking long, and I've like liked and done so many other stuff since then. But basically, it's like Johnathan Majors did a photo shoot, partially inspired by anime, which is why I like. Well, I'll put a little bit of their video up too, but I didn't like the idea of how some people framed it because it was like it was not a purely anime photo shoot. And while they did like pick some anime photos, they were also making fun of it wasn't the anime pose that they were even making fun of, to be honest. That, at least that I saw people more having an issue with. If I'm being honest, I didn't have an issue with it at all, any of it. I didn't really give a fuck. Like, if you're going to be asking me, I didn't give a fuck. Because I don't care what another nigga puts on. I thought we were really like done doing that shit after Young Thug and then now Harry Styles. I thought it was like we were kind of done after that. If I'm being completely honest, like, nigga, did you not know Tenkaichi 4 got confirmed? Why are we on this? Oh wait, I don't think it was confirmed by then. Understandable then. Niggas were bored. But I'm trying to find exactly, but I don't think I'm gonna find it. The Tenkaichi news was just going too crazy at the time. I was liking too many of those. However, there was I'll just say a population. I won't say it was man, female. On my Twitter feed, I mostly saw the black women that were not okay with it. However, the ones that I'm seeing on these articles and magazines, are not magazines, but these web articles have been men. To be fair, been the same 2 or 3 male tweets when I saw multiple different girls' tweets, and that, which is why I'm surprised that they didn't put up a single one. Not a single one. I don't know, man. Because, like, it shouldn't have been that hard to find one. So it was like, it felt like the fact that they didn't kind of annoyed me the first run through of this podcast. Because it was like, it wasn't like, oh, I searched for that. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know who Johnathan Major was until until he dressed up at Doflamingo. I saw a TikTok, literally like maybe a few hours, maybe even just the night before or some shit about him dressing up as Doflamingo, and I was like, good shit, because Doflamingo was a top 5 villain, dog. If not top 2, not top 1. Like he wasn't 5, he wasn't 4, he wasn't 3, he wasn't 2. He wasn't like. He was up there, like. So it was just so weird, I guess. Yeah, nah, I'm not gonna be able to find this shit. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Maybe if I knew how to use the Twitter search algorithm a little bit better, but because I don't, there's no point. But there was like, at least like I said, that I seen, there was a lot. I mostly, because like the ones that I'd seen of guys were just like people who would be like sus, and I'm like, okay, and I just kind of skipped over those more like, I saw like one really talking about the feminization of like black guys and was really attacking them. And then there was also around the same time the Rihanna Vogue drop where A$AP Rocky was behind him, and I was all, and people, I guess it was like there's a Twitter account that be mainly looking at pictures and analyzing them, putting like the green marker on them. Actually, I just found it. It's a cock shame thing. I thought it was straight a meme. Like literally the first time I seen it, a YouTuber on Twitter was all like, cock shame has especially been a problem in Western media for a long time now. Men are supposed to shy away from expressing our penises and show masculinity in order to portray ourselves as something we aren't. We as men need to do something about it ASAP. Like, and this nigga's a memer. Like, so I knew he was joking. So I just assumed that shit wasn't real. But nah, it seems like it was. It very much was. So I don't know. It's just it's very weird. Niggas drawing lines, analyzing where my penis is in a picture. I don't really be looking at my penis. Like, if you doing penis, if you keep in mind about penis shit, then you trying to do porn or something, bucko. If I'm taking a picture, my penis isn't the first thing that I'm like. If it's like interrupting the photo shoot or some shit, like, all right, nigga, go take care of it. But like, other than that, nah, I was not pressed on it. But he responded. It wasn't really a response, but it was very weird. This is the Joe Budden podcast. I'm not gonna play the full clip.
Okay, so
but I am going to play part of it. And the girl who's talking, her name is Mel. She made interesting points, but I feel as though she doesn't have the context completely right because she focuses on the anime part, which I agree on. However, again, if people were pulling up pictures and saying that it was still sus and it wasn't even the anime picture, like he had one picture when he had the Doflamingo glasses, and I didn't see anybody pull that one up. They did pull up the one where he was still in the Doflamingo wear, but nigga was also doing a kissy face into the camera, so I'm not really like, well, it looked like a kissy face, I'm gonna be honest. All right, but it's just like it's very weird to me. And then the other one was like him in shorts with flowers on both hands, and both of them. That nigga, the first one where he was just like leaning in, sitting up, it was fine. The one where he was just leaning back, like it looked like he got knocked out. Like that shit was weird. I just think that was a bad picture. I don't understand niggas saying that it's sus, but I really don't. I don't understand niggas saying that it was sus. But I'll be honest, again, didn't know about Johnathan Majors at all before this whole situation. But let's watch a little bit of the Joe Budden one. I just don't think they as together had a good frame of reference. I don't know any of the other names. I only learned Mel because of the comments of this video.
a lot of people thought that this is like black men being emasculated.
What was it?
I can see their
Joe Budden asked, was it? And then
I don't necessarily agree or disagree, but I can see
Antoine.
I don't. You know, I tell the truth, bro. I tell how I feel.
He say he doesn't necessarily disagree or agree.
Right, I
don't really hide how I feel. I can see, because when you start talking about anime is a selected group and a selected demo. the people that necessarily are
Don't try to get back in
subscribers. Not at all.
This is lit for you,
niggas that are subscribing to Ebony Magazine
have
don't
no
identify
clue
with who the fuck Don Flamingo is.
I agree. To be fair, for the most part, I agree. The combination of audiences was very small. However, like I said, I didn't even see these niggas post the Doflamingo one, which is what I'm saying. Because these niggas that were having an issue with it knew that if they posted the Doflamingo one, their point would be completely gone.
Right.
In any way, shape, or form. It's a very select group of people that might live in both worlds. You understand what I'm saying? So I do think that in today's culture, we are pushing a more flamboyant, less masculine man. Period.
How many people is in the world?
8 billion.
Okay, you know.
I will say I think he's talking specifically more Western culture. You do realize like a lot of Americans do live in their own American bubble, which is fair. Like I'm not saying he hasn't traveled, but when he says in this world, I can 100% tell you it's mostly just Western culture.
Anime covers about 1.5 billion people. Just so.
Still.
Okay.
It's a big audience.
Hold on.
Yeah, okay.
Question.
Yes.
Nobody thinks that Johnathan Majors walked in, saw the set design, saw the wardrobe, and had no participation in the decision making of this.
And this is where this is my first issue with, like, I don't think this is a bad point. I do think this is weak because this is also assumptions. And I can also say without a doubt that although they have a idea, they don't have the entire story, in the sense of like when these people, when they walk into these like places, yes, to an extent, they already have like a thing. Like he might have agreed to it, but that doesn't mean that it was his choice per se. Like he's just doing his job. At the end of the day, this is how he's making his money. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Like I feel as though there's like more of a difference between like what people are okay with doing for certain things to what people want to actually be doing. And I don't think that he didn't want to do a Doflamingo thing, because I can see myself want to do a Doflamingo joint at one point, but I'm not going to fully agree with this statement. I do think it's not a bad point. And the other guy didn't really bring up that
he had absolutely no autonomy in this. No one thinks that he was like, yeah, I love this direction.
Pretty sure he's built enough cachet to say yes or no.
Absolutely.
And look, niggas say he built enough cachet. I'm gonna say it right now, most niggas did not know him. I asked my roommate too. Most niggas did not know him. Like besides when he came out on Creed and the Ant-Man shit, niggas did not know him. Niggas is not looking up for the new Marvel. Niggas is not like it's a lot of people. Like you got to be a lot more honest, please. Please. I'm not saying that it's not going to have a lot of eyes. I'm not saying he's not going to make a lot of money working with Marvel and whatnot. But before Marvel and even now, niggas is not on Johnathan Majors' dick like that.
I disagree with that.
Maybe he's a One Piece
I totally disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with that 100%.
I don't think Johnathan Majors has enough cachet in today's...
I don't think he has the largest cachet where he can just say no and it can be no detriment to his career. Yes, I do think that. I think there's very little people that have that much cachet. Even Dave Chappelle, as you've seen, didn't have that much cachet on a network that was mostly like he was supporting. Like his show was the biggest thing on there. He didn't have the cachet for that. He had to turn down multiple roles and everything because they were trying to put him in a dress. And there's a weird thing where you have to put somebody funny in a dress. And I don't know how often it is also for white comedians, but there is a large portion where it's just supposed to be hilarious if a black comedian puts on a dress. Now, I'm not saying there's anything from that because you're making a movie, you're trying to recoup your funds. And like I said, but I'm saying this, what people agree to for certain things does not mean that they are naturally okay with it. And that's why I'm like, when he said his response, he didn't really say anything in his response. We'll probably go into that a little bit. But he really wasn't saying shit with his response.
Entertainment industry to say he's not wearing that.
They are about to make him the face of fucking Marvel.
About to. That movie's not coming out until 2025. And that's what I'm saying. Her points, while they're not bad, they are very weak. And if you ask a majority of people, like, that aren't in the entertainment industry as much as probably they are, so they probably know a little bit more. If you ask more regular people, he's more of an afterthought than most people are willing to admit.
It's already
just
done.
as quick as they about to, they can turn it.
He is not
ain't there yet. He ain't there
Niggas
yet.
don't know who the fuck Johnathan Majors is. You just had to describe in the clip.
And we just
He's
talked
the
about
only
3
one.
movies that are coming out.
Movies that
out
y'all
right
saw.
now.
Then
Not even out right now, nigga. It was Creed and Ant-Man. Those are the only 2. The other one hasn't even come out.
the movies you name, everybody ain't see.
Dude is a star, yo.
He's not a star.
He is a rising star. He's becoming a star. Like, he's one of the, like, you know when Luka Doncic and John Moran were both in the rising star joint together and Zion was there and everything? Yeah. Those niggas are not superstars yet at that time. All right. At most, you could argue some of them into the top 20. You could argue him into the top 20 black actors right now. Because a lot of them are chilling out, they're falling off, they chilling. They've already made themselves. They're not pushing for a lot more. They just got into controversy. Set out Will Smith. Yeah, I gotta talk about that shit too. I'm gonna watch the comedy show, Chris Rock. But yeah, nah. She like, that's what I'm saying. Her points are not bad. I just don't agree with them. I don't think they're strong. Rather, not that I don't agree with them, because I do think as a whole, people were over like stating the feminization thing with this. Now, if you want to bring up the comedians and dresses, maybe you have a point, but I also still think like these magazines, these like these people are trying to follow a formula. These people are trying to do a thing. It is a Valentine's Day shoot. It had to be pink. I don't agree with the notion that men can't wear pink either, especially black niggas. Like, we have the skin complexion that goes well with pink. It's like, especially the darker skin niggas. Like, it's very. I'm not. No. Your niggas not taking a color out of my collection, bro. I already mostly wear black. Technically different shades of gray, but still. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is
massive star.
Just because y'all don't
massive star.
doesn't mean
See, look, and that's what I'm saying. She's upset because her point wasn't like, I saw by her face. Because I like, you know when you have said niggas just be like, all right, fuck you. Nah, he's a massive star. Like, no. There's no way you believe that now. I don't believe that.
Means he's not a massive star if we don't know him.
No, he's a massive star.
All right, cool. You win.
He's a massive
I ain't arguing no more up here.
Okay. No, he's massive.
Why is he a massive star?
He's not a massive star.
Well, hold on. Let me hear from these 2. Why is he a massive star?
He's been in a bunch of hit movies and TV shows. And
No, those were not hits. It was, I literally, yeah, let's go through them. All right. Didn't hear that much. All right, let's talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp. Didn't hear that much good shit about it at all. Like, I heard it was mid. 47% on Rotten Tomatoes. Seems kind of mid. Like, all right, so I don't know what you mean by hit there. Y'all niggas seen Lovecraft Country like that? All right. Creed 3, I heard that one was good. Then they got one hit so far. Let's see. Devotion. I ain't never heard niggas talk about that one. The Harder They Fall. Loki. I remember when that shit was coming out and niggas were hyped. I heard niggas talk really about it, especially after season 1, to be honest. Ant-Man and the Wasp. He was probably in a little cameo of that one. I heard Ant-Man and the Wasp, like the first one. That was good. Other than that, nah. Like the Frederick Douglass in five speeches, nigga. Like, can we be serious? When We Rise, like, nigga, you tell me Jungle Land, like, dog. White Boy Rick. I might have heard of that one, but I don't. What? Hits. Literally, the first review, they put it 4 stars, but they literally say it is a quality film. And then he's like, as every movie with Paul Rudd should be. This is the Quantum Mania. So then he ain't even talking about King like that. Johnathan Majors' King Conqueror is stellar. That's what I'm saying. You're excited to see him more in future films. Like, this nigga did good. And I'm not saying he did bad in Quantum Mania. I'm not saying it's his fault that it's mid. No. But like, nigga, when we say hit movies, we say
Has a
niggas
bunch
is
more coming.
massive.
What's a bunch? What are the
Lovecraft Country was a hit.
one season hit? Cancel.
The King, huh? Still a hit.
Love Country was a hit. Let's see. It was a hit to those who watched it. It had one season. It had a good one season. But it didn't even get a second season. A hit. It was a good show. Let's say that.
It was not canceled because of the story, because of the writing, because of anything like that.
One season hit canceled.
Not a hit.
It did not have time to become. So what else smashed?
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we one hit? Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it got canceled because it was bad, but one season is not a hit.
The Creed.
Like Game of Thrones, niggas can say that shit was a hit, but no one was niggas are like, oh wow, Love Country, unfortunately, but niggas are not looking out for Love Country. Niggas are not putting that on their list on shows they wish that never fucking like.
It's coming out.
And Creed is actually why I'm asking this question, because this appears to be the first movie that they're even pushing him in that light, and not that much of a light, because it's still Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan's movie.
But this is the person playing him.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Okay.
He got a role how big in Ant-Man.
So it looks like
he's the main.
So it looks like he's just getting his bag.
That's what I'm saying. This nigga coming up to it, which is why I'm like, that's why I'm like, her saying that it was massive ruined her argument. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you talk too much, and especially when you get mad, especially when it's a debate shit, and it causes you to say something that's not true just because you want it, like, you really want to say something, like, it very much ruins it. I felt like she had, like, better points than the other people on, like, the actual conversation of the feminization stuff. But I don't think that she used those points well. And the comments also disappointed me because it's like, not disappointed. They understood that the feminization shit was being overplayed, but they didn't like actually analyze that the stuff that she was saying was such weak for conversation. I just don't believe that wearing pink, doing poses, whatever, is a significant enough thing for, especially for a photo shoot, and they're actually trying to like get a certain look. If you want to say that, I don't even think that nigga's like looks good. Like that nigga big, strong, and everything, but like there's a Michael B. Jordan, and there's him. I heard in the Creed, I seen a clip of the Creed movie, and he actually did get fucking. Then they went to jail. I'm like, yeah, no, that nigga look like he went to jail. He don't look. He don't look like. He look like someone I would fucking wanna. Like, I can be very objective and talk about how niggas look, bro. It's fine. But god damn, bro. But let me see. Johnathan Majors responds. We'll watch a little bit of the response, but it was a lot of a nothing burger. Oh, negative Ant-Man. Wow, responds to negative reviews. I was talking about photo shoot. To a response to abysmal Ant-Man and the Wasp reviews. So that's what I'm saying. He like niggas are really slicing it. So okay, this one just says it. And that's what I'm saying. Niggas are like overplaying the fact that he received it from a One Piece inspired ebony shoot. No, nigga, there was a lot more stuff. Can we not? Can we not just be like, oh yeah, it was just that one? And I'm like, nobody was picking the one where he had the glasses on. Because I know he had the glasses on in one of them. Either that or somebody photoshopped it on and I'm tripping. But Johnathan Majors Do Flamingo glasses. I know he had one with the glasses on. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe he didn't. But is it really Doflamingo without the glasses then? Is it really Doflamingo? Somebody on Facebook was like, whether it's anime or not, folks got the right to think he looks feminine or weird. That's their opinion. If it's on social media, then prepare for criticism. I can agree on that to an extent. I think it's more weirder when people overtly project it, though. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like just be getting overstated, and then that's the issue. But let's actually get back to the Johnathan Majors shit. From the troll backlash he received from his swoon-worthy my ass nigga. I'm sorry. Nobody's checking swoon-worthy magazine photo shoot. Nerdist reports the stylist Alexander Jalen Gibson drew from his anime love to recreate the outfit of a One Piece character. And the magazine Dream Star was dressed in fluffy pink jacket and posed in a similar munchies. There was one pose that he did that was similar to Doflamingo's. Doflamingo will never be having his legs up wide like that. It was wild, like that's what I said. Like, nigga, he did most. Gibson posted the shoot on Twitter and said, "Black weaves for the win." Took the inspiration from Johnathan Majors from one of the flyest characters One Piece. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was like that bad. And he was like, looking at phone. Oh, and then he said he looks at his phone when he was in another photo shoot, and then he said, "I think about the photo shoot and the folks that were there, all wonderful folks in the culture. It's great, beautiful blackness, art, cultural creativity. That's what we're about. It's always good to make a ruckus. When it's positive ruckus, make the positive ruckus." That's what I'm saying. He didn't really say shit, which is interesting. Because I don't understand why it's not. Like, I feel like he could have made like a stronger response to really like sell his point if he really cared about it. Now, would that have come with some cost to the bag? I can't say for sure that it wouldn't have. So I don't blame him for not, of course. It's like when NBA players just don't make extra like comments just so they can keep to themselves. Like it's like that. You want to have a good public narrative, especially amongst your people, because you're kind of getting boosted up. However, the reason that I'm willing to talk about this now, even though I'm so late, is because that nigga got into some trouble. All right. And for this part, we're going to watch a little bit of Jamari. All right. Jamari Speaks, YouTuber.
So there is an actor out there.
And this guy's going to encapsulate. Like, I didn't even, like, this is my second time watching this video, and the first time was in the first recording. So.
Named Johnathan Majors. Personally, I had never heard of him until a couple months back when people.
And this is what I'm talking about. Literally asked my friend the same thing. I was like, when did you hear about Johnathan Majors? He's like, a couple months ago. And that's what I'm saying.
People started predicting that he would be the next premier box office black male lead actor. You know, he got legends like Denzel, Samuel L. Jackson, Morgan.
And look, I can say Denzel and Morgan Freeman. Well, to be fair, I tried seeing a picture of Morgan Freeman young, and that nigga was still old in that old, like 90s movie. So maybe I'm not gonna say him, but Samuel L. Jackson is not a good looking nigga, but he got the actor role. And that's how I see Johnathan Majors. You feel me? Not like they're not like Michael B. Jordan is the one pushing the good looking ones. Like this is a difference. That's why I'm like I remember the come up of Michael B. Jordan. I feel like this nigga just came out of nowhere, and the niggas were, I guess, predicting this.
And many more. When it comes closer to this era, I would say you got the Michael B. Jordans of the world, who have happily taken that torch they have been passed. And basically everyone was saying this guy, Johnathan Majors, was going to have his name up there with these guys eventually, after he starred in 2 box office hits this year with the new Ant-Man movie and Creed 3.
Vouch for you. You think you mad? Try spending half your life in a cell. watching somebody else live your life.
Y'all who have been watching the channel for a long time know that I could pretty much care less about Marvel movies. But as far as I understand, Johnathan here plays the main villain in the film, Kang, and people predict that he is posed to alter the whole course of this Marvel universe, so basically he was going to be a big part of the whole integrated story. And y'all know when an actor gets involved in this Marvel universe, they make bank. Yep. I mean, truly, nerds really do love this stuff.
Everyone we talked to bought tickets.
This is a clip for Avengers Endgame, though, to be fair. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's as much, like, Endgame was a different type of hype. I don't think there's as much hype for Marvel stuff right now.
In advance to see the first U.S. showings of the film. Fans...
If DC made, like, movies where they were more similar to how the cartoons were, DC would be winning day in, day out. Like, I've always been a DC over Marvel fan. But they just cannot make cinematic movies for the fucking life of them. Like, it's so sad. I don't know why. It just doesn't make sense.
Worried about spoilers, spent the last week going dark on social media.
The entire week. Haven't even been on like, Reddit or anything like that.
So I say all of that to...
Bro said social media. He said, I haven't been on Reddit. My fault. We'll go.
Suggest that this guy was on the brink of...
I just see that as just a... I guess that's not different from Twitter. I was going to say just a form, but I guess Twitter is just a form as well.
Hundreds of millions of dollars and fame beyond his wildest dreams. It took him 33 years of hard work to get to this point, and it finally seemed like all the blood, sweat, and tears that come with the vicious entertainment industry were going to finally be worth it. But you know what they say, when you are at your highest is when the darkness is most susceptible to coming to get you. And recently Johnathan Majors was arrested in New York on suspicion of strangulation and harassment during...
Now, initially I didn't know it was strangulation, but this is what I'm saying. All you hoe tap niggas, you anti-anime niggas, you... And not just niggas, bro. The chicks as well that were said, because I saw chicks mostly. Yeah, they only put the PhD doctor in most of these joints, but I saw male and women having issues. All y'all niggas that had issues, run the ones. That nigga said he hit both sides. This is just not he did not. The allegations say he hit both sides. He strangled niggas, bro. He not about just the boxing shit. This not Creed, dog. He not gonna just box you, nigga. He not just gonna box you, nigga. Like, you gonna have to come
during
get
a
this
domestic
work.
dispute. Police say this all started when Johnathan himself called the police over the weekend, stating that his girlfriend was having an emotional crisis and he needed their help. But when those same cops showed up, the woman told them that he struck her during a taxi cab ride after she went to grab for his phone when she saw another woman texting him.
Now look, I don't advocate abuse. I will say I have questions about the hit just because like in the face, like they went to strangulation kind of quickly. Well, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like hit versus keeping her hand away from his phone might have been the issue there. Because I will say, why is she reaching for his phone? Probably because she thought she could have seen something. These are Hollywood niggas, bro. To be fair, these is Hollywood niggas, and he's on some Hollywood shit right now. Like y'all niggas said, he's a rising star.
She had a cut behind her ear and bruises on her face and neck. And so immediately when this news dropped, people were ready with their pitchforks to call for the end of this man's career, saying that he pretty much had the quickest fall off of all time. And basically it made me think of the Warren Buffett quote, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." Keep in mind, this all went down Saturday. He was arrested.
That's a good quote. I feel like Warren Buffett doesn't have to do too much, but it depends. Like, to keep up his, like, because he's insider trading partially. Like,
and then the very next day, his lawyer is now saying that this woman has recanted her claims, and that there is video evidence of this incident, a witness, and that her client, Mr. Majors, is completely innocent. And not only that, but there is further evidence that he is the victim in this whole situation. And so as of right now, Mr. Majors has been set free, but he will have this upcoming trial date in May. Now, I am learning from my past and am not going to be taking a stance in this matter at the moment. While I do always make it very clear that I'm talking about allegations, there have definitely been some times in the past where I've jumped the gun and let my bias show, and that's not the responsible way to cover these types of situations.
100%.
But I will say, if he is guilty, then his career is pretty much a wrap, and if he's not guilty, and this woman is lying on his name, then I hope that she faces her day in court, because no matter the verdict, his career will be permanently altered after this, and in the court of public opinion, he might never be seen the same again. I mean, look at a guy like Sean Oakman, who was destined to be a star in the NFL, and then that all got completely derailed by some false allegations that dropped right before he was supposed to be drafted. Years later, they find him innocent, but guess what? It doesn't really matter because that small window he had to make a career and make money had already closed. And as far as I know, little to nothing ever happened to the false accuser in that situation. They don't even ever have to reveal who this person who made up these lies and ruined his life was, and I think that's insane. Like, she should be sitting in jail right now. It is.
So, and that's the thing. It's very weird because it's like I saw a story recently, and this is a little bit off topic from just Johnathan Majors shit. Like, because even the first comment on this video is the government seriously has to start dishing out harsh penalties for giving false claims of abuse. And the thing is that, like, it's weird because, for example, I saw recently there was a person that got released for being falsely accused, and the evidence with everything. He spent 18 years. I think he was getting like something or like millions of dollars, like maybe $1 million or something, just a large amount of money for like having to deal with that and everything. And the person who did it, she ended up becoming a best-selling author, being like an advocate or whatever. And it's weird because it's like, if he didn't, because people are like, he didn't do it. According to her, what I saw on Twitter, she didn't say he did it or whatever, but he was still blamed for it. And I'm like, what do you mean she didn't say? Like, I didn't look into it. I'm not going to look into it. I don't really care enough. I don't even remember, like, people's names or whatever. It was just like a tweet. But it was like, so it was like she still got raped, but it wasn't by him. And it wasn't her fault that he was put behind bars. And I'm like, I would have to know more of the intricacies of the trial for me to say she wasn't at fault. Because I do question, because obviously I do know if it's like, if it was very young, then they do take children and their like accused stuff with a grain of salt, to be fair. But I want to say if she was above 16, I will like, and she didn't say no. It wasn't him. I do put the blame on her, but it's just weird because then it's like, all right, at what point do you make it that false accusations get how much in court? People are saying it should be equivalent time. I don't necessarily agree. It depends on like how bad it is. Like, I remember there was like one video where people were getting, like, men were getting sent to court left and right because there was just one girl constantly accusing multiple men. And some of them got thrown out, but not all of them. But you still have to like show up to court. You're still wasting your time. It's still like a lot of fucking stuff. And then like when you get accused of it and everything, it still affects like people's livelihoods and like and stuff like that. So it's very like, it's a hard line to balance, to be fair, but
it's pretty wild to me, though, that he's the one who called the police, and then he's the one who ended up getting arrested.
That is also interesting, but to be fair, it's weird. It's like they didn't know who to arrest.
That's why getting law enforcement involved in these types of situations can be kind of iffy for me, because if it does turn into a he said, she said type thing, you might really be in for some difficult times. And we are already seeing the repercussions of this whole situation. For example, the army, who had spent tens of millions of dollars on ad campaigns centered around Johnathan Majors.
When you look into your future, do you see a life full of obstacles or possibilities?
Have already put that whole thing on pause.
What went behind the decision to pull the ads so quickly?
One of the things that's so challenging when you have somebody who is such a visible on-screen face of an advertising campaign is that even just the perception of an issue and alleged wrongdoing can make them a controversial figure that undercuts the message of the advertisement. So in the case of Mr. Majors, the Army seemingly decided that until there was more definitive clarity on this case, that they just needed to pull the ads off the air. And that's that's probably happening at significant financial cost, which we're still working to confirm.
But y'all let me know what you guys think about this down below.
Yeah. It's a very interesting conversation, to be very fair. Like a lot of the different parts on it. I'm just saying, all y'all niggas that were talking shit, look, if these allegations is true, you won't run the ones? Pussy-o. Dang, there's a lot that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Just Pearly thing stuff. There's a lot of shit, dude. I want to do a tier list of the fucking red pill niggas before they all fucking fall off the face of the earth, because apparently their content has been falling, and that's why a lot of them have started to pivot towards politics or just like other things in general. The Adam 22 stuff. There's a lot of things I do want to kind of go into, but I think for now we're good. You feel me? So this is the Just Talking podcast. All right. And listen, I'm just clocking out, dog.
That was the Just Talking podcast.